Hello. How are you doing? Good morning from Houston, Texas, United States of America. This is Smart Mado Ajaja, the convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite and the anchor of Nigeria Now at ONN and the Nightingale Radio International. Live interview on a different topic. Okay, just a second, please. Gumi on the run. No, not that one. I'm gonna have to change this. This is crazy. All right. Let's see. What the hell is going on here? Mhm. All right. The people of the world, this is Matt Mado Ajaja, the convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite and the anchor of Nigeria Now at Global Matters arising from Houston, Texas, United States of America. It is 1:42 a.m. Central Standard Time here in Houston. I just said welcome. I know some people are waking up and the all-nighters, are still up here trying to make things better for our country. We're sharing news. Gumi, the big mastermind of terrorism in Nigeria, is on the run. We hear he is in hiding right now in Turkey. Well, I don't know what chased him out of the country. I thought he said he was a strong man. So he's running after all he did to destroy Nigeria, bringing Fulani terrorists from around West Africa to occupy forests across Nigeria. It's sad. It's sad. So, with all the mouth he was making, all the noise he was making, all the rabble rouse, and President Donald Trump of the United States just made one statement, and all of them are now panicking, and he ran away. Why did he run? He should stay. And for those who are remaining, you are advised to leave Nigeria now because it's going to get hot. Because we're not joking. Yeah, what made me to decide to not go to Nigeria? You know, it's not a joke. I intentionally decided that I'm not going to come to Nigeria until justice is done in Nigeria, and justice is going to be done. No matter how many Satans will be on the way or in the way, they will be moved. Nigeria is a sovereign country. Nigeria is an African country, not an Arab country, not a European country. So Nigeria will be governed by the rules and regulations of Nigeria, not by any damn Arab rule. Yeah, so that is what we are saying. Some people don't get it. Now, when we say it, they think it is a joke. We are not joking. You see, I decided to put myself on exile. Yeah, I have a lot of brothers and sisters in Nigeria. I have a lot of friends and well wishers in Nigeria that I would love to see. But some people have to make the sacrifice that is needed to change things around. They have weakened the people in Nigeria, inside Nigeria. They have weakened them so badly that they cannot even raise one finger to do anything. Now, food is a priority for our people. Our people are no longer forward looking. Yes, for no reason, for no just cause, but for the errors that we have been committing all these years. Now is a time to pay the price. Yes, yes. So that's where it is now. So one of them, one down, one down. Gumi is on the run. Hey, Carl Sparmer, thank you very much. How are you? All right. What about the? Hey, we don't play games here. So if you come here to disrupt, I will kick your ass out. So I don't waste time. All right. How is Nigeria's economy? Jackie is asking. No, man, Nigeria has no economy. The economy of Nigeria is down the drain. Nigeria is in a terrible debt overhang right now. So if you're a Nigerian, please join us this early morning so we can talk about our country. Yes, yes, yes. If you're in Nigeria, join us from wherever you are on earth. You are in Nigeria, you are in America, you are everywhere. Yes, join us. Hey, Callisto, we love everybody. We love people. We respect people's basic human rights. But if they want more than their basic human rights, then we have a problem with that. So that is what it is. But for love, yes, I am. I represent love. My religion is love. It's not Christianity. It's not Islam. My religion is love. I love humanity. That is why I put my life on the line to fight for people. That is why I stand up for people. It doesn't matter what your race is. I don't care what your color is. I don't care what you speak. Yes, that is why you see me in Nigeria. I'm fighting for the Igbos. I'm fighting for the Hausas. I'm fighting for all oppressed people in Nigeria and everywhere on the surface of this earth. So we don't discriminate against people based on anything. Yeah, but do not ask us for more than what God gave us: basic human right, right to life, right to choice, right to freedom of expression, right to freedom of association, right to worship, and right to self-determination. I think that covers it all, and that is what we believe in. Thank you very much. I hope you have an understanding from there. So what we are talking about, Nigeria is a country that has been overrun by terrorists, masterminded by some people, yes, some people from an ethnic group, an ethnic minority in Nigeria, who have decided that Nigeria will not have rest because they want to seize Nigeria violently and impose their ways of life on the whole Nigerians. Yes, the whole of Nigeria. So we are not going to allow it happen, and that is why we are here. Yes, terrorists everywhere in Nigeria, Jackie Chance. This is no joke. Yes, so, and they come from all kinds of things. Our mineral resources, they have been stealing it and robbing the people. And the way they are massacring Nigerians is unbelievable. Yes, the way they are slaughtering Nigerians is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yes, yes. So that is why we are where we are. All right. So, because of what is taking place, the incremental rage of these criminals, supported by some Fulani elites that front themselves as northern leaders, they continue to get emboldened to do even worse. Millions of Nigerians are in internally displaced people's camps. In their country, they live like refugees. People go and contribute for food to them. International agencies, some with nefarious intentions, will use the opportunity. They want to cash in the situation. In fact, what I heard about Borno State yesterday made me bleed. Yes, that state entirely live off of handouts from foreign donors. Yeah, you know what that means for a country. That is not supposed to be happening in a country that is endowed with so much mineral and natural resources. But these elements, driven by economics, politics, and finance, don't want to make the country, you know, livable for everybody. We have more than enough to go around every Nigerian. But sadly, what we have is not benefiting the entire Nigerian population. And this is why we are raising our voices. This is why we are raising our fingers, even though they have paralyzed the people at home to the extent that they cannot raise their fingers. Yeah, and that our people, a great number of our young people in Nigeria now support those who are destroying their future. Yes, not because they want that, but because they cannot feed. So they have to do something, whatever they are told to do, in order to get some food. Yes. So one of those who have been speaking for the terrorists that they have in the bushes across Nigeria, his name is Ahmad Gumi. He is a crazy Islamic preacher. I don't know why any sensible person will go and sit down in a mosque with a man with so much blood in his hand, preaching to him or her. What are you going to learn from Ahmad Gumi outside killing, murdering people? He is murderous, he is evil, he is corrupt, he is morally bankrupt. And you guess what about him? Guess what about him? He was living in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia expelled him from their country and banned him from ever returning to that country. Yes, Saudi Arabia banned him from returning to their country. Why? Because of his involvement with terror networks around the world. And guess what, too? You remember Umar Farouk Abdul Muttalab, the young Nigerian who had a bomb strapped to his underwear, in his underwear, and was going to come to the United States in a United States jetliner heading to Detroit, Michigan. He wanted to blow up that airliner before he was promptly arrested and disarmed. Do you know the last man he spoke with? The last man he spoke with was Ahmad Gumi. Nigerians, Muslims, Hausas, Fulanis. You say you don't know? Okay, if you don't know, now I'm telling you. Ahmad Gumi was the last man Farouk Umar Abdul Muttalab, the Nigerian Christmas bomber, spoke to before he boarded. Ahmad Gumi ought to have been arrested and taken to the same Guantanamo Bay where Umar Farouk Abdul Muttalab is roasting for life. He was jailed for life. I was reading statements from his father a few days ago. I nearly cried. He said he did not know that his son was capable of doing that. The first time when they informed him, he told them that it couldn't be his son until they showed him evidence and until he spoke with his son. He admitted, but the rest is now history. They speak sometimes. He said we speak occasionally. Whenever we speak, we pray for him, he prays for us. We know we are not going to see him anymore in this life, maybe in the next life. That's the pain of a father. That's the pain of a father. How how did Umar Abdul Muttalab derail? It was the handiwork of Gumi. He was a student of this terrorist Gumi. Yes, he was a student of. He would listen to corrupt and morally bankrupt fake sultan in Sokoto, like what is his name? Saad Abubakar. They have nothing to offer but blood. They have nothing to offer but mayhem. They have nothing to offer but violence. They have nothing to offer but grabbing land. Yes, in line with what their ancestors did to the Hausa people in 1804. We cannot afford a jihad in Nigeria. So the whole of Nigeria must rise up. The whole of Nigeria must rise up. They have weakened our people so badly. They control the economy. They control the finances. They control the politics of our country. Now is the time to disarm them. Now, what they have been doing, blood flows in Nigeria like rivers. Every day they are massacring our people unchallenged. The armed forces is involved. They collude with them. Yes. Yeah, the Nigerian armed forces collude with them. That is why we say Nigeria has no army. The Nigerian army is the army of the Fulanis in Nigerian military colors. That is what it is. That is what it is. We have been shouting and crying and yelling. The Nigerian system does not work for us. It does not work for the people of Nigeria. It works only for the Fulani elites and whoever they choose to benefit. And Bola Ahmed Tinubu is one of those, one of their allies. They forced him on us after the country voted, and he lost fatally in that election. But because they have held the country hostage for a very long time, they got their army involved. It was easy. They had the INEC chairman, who was one of them. They had the court system when we went to court. Yes. They had the military to use to suppress us. You remember what they did on October 20th, 2020? They were responsible. The young people of Nigeria came out to express anger about what is taking place in their country. They deployed the army on behalf of Bola Ahmed Tinubu that they have chosen, they have anointed him at the time. Massacred our young people at Lekki Toll Gate. Massacred, over 500 Nigerian young people were massacred. They massacred them and seized their bodies. They seized their bodies. Their families and other loved ones have been crying. Yes, yes. Nigerians have been so weakened. Some people don't understand the situation in Nigeria. I tell you today that what is happening in Nigeria is far worse than what is happening in Gaza. But because we don't have access to the global mainstream media, the situation in Nigeria is minimized, has remained minimized, and that they are hearing about what is taking place in Nigeria is for the effort, from the effort of a few of us who live outside Nigeria. The Nigerian mainstream media don't report what is taking place in Nigeria because their owners are about part of it. Yes. Oh, Jackie said, crazy. I was just about to ask if Nigeria had an army. No. The army Nigeria has is a Fulani army. It's not a Nigerian army. The Fulanis control the command and control infrastructure of the Nigerian army. That is where we are. They have hijacked everything. They hijacked our economy. They hijacked the country finances. They destroyed four refineries. Now we have to import fuel into Nigeria from outside. Until one of them, the beneficiary from the insider trading, the Fulani network in Nigeria, after they destroyed the country's four refineries, all of a sudden we hear about the Aliko Dangote refinery. Yes, they used Mili Kiari for 10 years to destroy internally the refineries in Nigeria, four of them. NNPC suddenly stopped making money. Nigeria invests so much in the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation. Yes, no money, no dollar made. This man was busy destroying everything until Dangote's refinery came. Now the economy of Nigeria is in the hands of one man. Yes, every commodity in Nigeria is the one. That type of monopoly does not. Will never happen in America. Remember what it is. America does not allow monopoly. They helped him destroy all the competition. He is one important cement. He's the one important sugar. Now he's the one in charge of the country's refined oil industry. So what is left for the Nigerian people? Nothing. We have to reorder Nigeria. All the killings that have been taking place, you don't hear Dangote say anything. It is these trucks, 18-wheelers that they used to transport terrorists from the north of Nigeria across, distribute them across the Nigerian territorial space. They are everywhere. They manipulated some strange young people's migration from Nigeria, especially from the south of Nigeria. The vacuum they create, they will use Dangote's truck to bring them to fill it. Every village in Nigeria they have them, and they are kidnapping, raping the women, robbing the people, seizing their lands, and imposing taxation on them. They walk free on the streets of Nigeria with AK-47 and other illegally acquired firearms in a supposed democratic Nigeria, in a supposed constitutional Nigeria, in Nigeria that is supposed to have an army, in Nigeria that is supposed to have a police, in Nigeria that is supposed to have an air force. You don't see the police. The police cannot enforce laws. The soldiers now are enforcing laws. Suddenly, soldiers are brought from their barracks. They now come. I'm going to tell you a story of that is taking place right now in Abuja. Sad story. But a lot of people in Nigeria, they are reacting. Nigerians react very wrongly. They are not able to think analytically. I don't know what it is with them. Is it hunger that is making them not think? Nigerians are so superficial. All they see is the surface. They don't look below the surface to understand what is taking place. It's that sad. But thank God for Donald Trump. Donald Trump appears to be listening. Donald Trump was heavily supported by Nigerians in Nigeria and, in fact, Africans. Yes, during his electionary campaign. I did not campaign for him. I campaigned against him. I didn't want him to win. But my brothers and sisters from Nigeria, I don't know what they saw in Donald Trump at the time. I don't know what they were seeing. They were looking at him as a messiah. Yes, they looked at him as a messiah. They said it's Donald Trump that is going to save them. Donald Trump is going to be the one that will save Africa. Donald Trump is going to be the one that will save Nigeria. I was wondering how Donald Trump, an American, running for the presidency of America, will be the one that will change Africa, that will change Nigeria. But, well, I did not pay attention to them. I campaigned seriously against Donald Trump, very seriously, and I voted against him. I voted against him. But, I don't know what it is. It looks like Donald Trump was taking cognizance of all those. So all of a sudden, something came up. Yes, Senator Cruz, first of all, took the matter to the US Congress, asking the Congress to declare Nigeria a country of particular concern, CPC. Yes, and they did it. A few days later, inside Air Force One, the President of the United States was said to be watching Fox News when the issue of Nigeria came up, and then he jumped at it. And they called those who manage war, Department of War. He changed it now from Pentagon to Department of War. And he called other congressmen to look into what is taking place in Nigeria and report back to him. Within a few days, they reported back to him, and he declared Nigeria a country of particular concern and threatened a military action or threatened military action. If the Nigerian leaders mislead us, they are not leaders, they're not leading nobody, did not put their acts together to end the massacre, in his words now, of Christians in Nigeria. I have reacted to that statement in the past, and I'm going to reiterate it, that it's not just only Christians. They are killing Nigerians. I think it is better put that way. They are killing Nigerians. Christianity is not a country. Islam is not a country. Even if we have been made now to, sadly, to see ourselves first, by virtue of our religious leaning, and not our country. But I understand that my level of consciousness is high enough to know that I am a Nigerian first before any other thing. Christianity is not my country. Islam is not my country. But are they massacring Nigerians? Yes, they are. Are the people massacring Nigerians Muslims? Yes. Resoundingly yes. Those who are massacring Nigerians are some rogue Muslims. Not only that they are rogue Muslims, they are of the Fulani ethnic group. There's no other group. They are not Kanuris. They are not Hausas. They are not Barons. They are not Idomas. They are not Angas. They are not Jukuns. They are not Zurus. They are Fulanis. In the past, people used to say, I have always been very conscious about the talk of a North and South. And I restate here today that the concept of North and South, especially the North, is a prayer to the Satan. It's a prayer to the devil that the devil has been listening to. That those Fulani elites who don't want Nigeria to unite and be a great country, have always used to rob Nigeria. They tell us about the North. They hide behind the Northern nationalism to destroy Nigeria, to harm Nigerians, to exploit Nigeria, and make the rest of the North who are not involved with their mayhem feel guilty. And the whole of Nigeria will blame them. It's the North, the North, the North. So they put this negative psyche around the North. They commit mayhem, speaking Hausa, and the people of the Nigeria will say, Hausa people, Hausa that. They don't understand that the real Hausa people are suffering and are in chains and in the chains of these Fulani elites. Since 1804, when their violent terrorist father, Usman Fodio, invaded the Hausa land, took their lands, destroyed their kings, installed his children and his disciples from Sokoto to Daura, Kano, bringing Kebi down to even a part of Yoruba land, Ilorin in the present-day Kwara State. Yes. And he used the same methodology that they are using today. The use of conquest, the use of politics, the use of dominance, the use of violence. Yes. The same thing. The battle is a generational battle. He told them that they must not stop until they dip their Quran in the Atlantic Sea. Yes, the Atlantic Ocean, signaling the conquest of the last towns adjoining the Atlantic. That is their mission. And every generation has been moving it. That was the reason Nigeria went in flames 6 years after independence. His grandson, Ahmadu Bello, kickstarted another round. Yes. But for the timely intervention of the historic, heroic Major Kaduna Nzogo. Yes. In a coup that they and the media that supports them tagged Igbo coup. But today the truth is emerging. Even those who benefited from the reprisal, unnecessary attack, and the slaughter, massacre, genocide against the Igbos have confessed that it was indeed the most patriotic coup in Nigeria. But somehow it was some Igbos who stopped them, the march. And indeed, it was not an Igbo coup. There were Yorubas in that coup. There were Hausas in that coup. There were even some Fulanis in the coup. But that narrative they gave to it as an Igbo coup stuck, never went away, no matter how they have proved it that it wasn't. It got into the psyche. And they have been recycling this from generation to generation. We can't build a country that way. Nigeria is so fractured, so divided. And these elements, these Fulani elements, have taken turn from one generation to the other. Since independence of Nigeria, it's been 65 years now. 3 generations. It has always been that ideology, warped Usman Fodio's ideology, to wreck Nigeria. And the whole of Nigeria looks like they are tired and they cannot do anything. They can't stand up, they can't rise. Less than 10 million people twisting the brains of 250 million Nigerians. Don't you think something is wrong with the brains of Nigerians? But I tell them now, they are reaching the end of their games. That was why in 2014, when the amalgamation treaty ended, and then making Nigeria an illegal entity as it is right now. Nigeria is illegal. Yes, the document that brought Nigeria together has expired. It expired in 2014. But these people don't want Nigerians to come together. Let us talk about the future of the country with everybody as a signatory. Because in the first Nigeria that they had, the dead Nigeria, only 6 people signed. 2 Fulanis, 2 Yorubas, the then Urban of Calabar, I think he's Bibio, and the Shehu of Boronu, Kanuri. Yes. But the other over 300 and something ethnic nationalities were not there. The Igbos were not there. The Hausas did not have their signature on it. So Nigeria is a fake country. Fake it is. That is why everything about it is falling apart. The armed forces is gone. Economy gone. Education gone. Healthcare delivery system gone. Everything about Nigeria is fake, illegal. That is why Nigeria is so lawless. But we are determined to want to bring the country together. But these elements don't want it. They have their acolytes, second class Nigerians from other places who will accept money and allow these criminals continue to run our country aground. How can you just oppose that? That less than 1 million people are the ones holding Nigeria hostage. And our young people are not asking questions. They are not asking the type of question that the Senegalese youths asked that led them to bring in two of their peers who were in prison. About 2 years ago, when they were locked up. And one of them, who was supposed to be running for the presidency, they used the court to bar him. But the young people in that country said, no, if they don't release them, there's not going to be no election in this country. They held their ground. And the system, the government of Senegal did not have a choice. And they let them out. With 2 weeks, only 2 weeks to an election, only 2 weeks to the presidential election in that country. The one that they made the mistake of forgetting to ban from running for office, Faye, had to run. He had only 2 weeks to campaign. He won a landslide within 2 weeks. In an organic election, you could touch it. He won an election from prison to presidency. And you know what? Nigerian youths were jubilating. They were calling Faye, 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 Faye. They were waving Senegalese flags. Nigerian youths were waving. Oh, we thought that that was going to be something that would galvanize the Nigerian young people to do their own part, set themselves free, set their country free, and by extension, set Africa free. But guess what? When it was time for Nigerians to demonstrate seriousness, they did otherwise. They did otherwise. Some of us have invested a lot of money, a lot of everything, a lot of energy, a lot of everything into wanting to inspire the Nigerian youth. Whenever we think that we are close to it, they will break your heart. They are after money. They are so impatient. They don't want to make sacrifices for their country. But yet they are the worst at risk. I am 63 years old. If I have another 40, I'll be so happy. So happy. Because I really want to be around. I promised my children. I promised to be a very, very good grandfather. Really. Because I did not see no grandfather. I did not know any. I did not meet my maternal grandfather. I did not meet my paternal grandfather. But I had a lot of good stories about them. My prayer is I want to live long so I can see my own grandchildren so we can have fun. So that's the promise that I made to my children. And I take it very seriously. I will be a very, very good grandfather. Yes. If I can secure another 40 years, that'll be good. That'll help me achieve that. But the young people in Nigeria are dying because of their failure to see any reason to stand up and take their country. It is easier for a young Nigerian to embark on a trip by foot across the scorching heat, scorching hot Sahara Desert, into Libya, into Morocco, where they are treated like slaves. They are actually traded. Some are sexually abused. A lot of them get murdered. And then eventually some of them manage to get into makeshift travel boats across the Mediterranean. And, we have recorded a lot of fatalities. A lot of them perished. Some survived. In my own hometown, there was a time when my mom passed. I went home for the funeral. This great young set of youth from my hometown, with whom I had worked on a project to free the hometown from a Boko Haram agent. Yes, that was fronting himself as the king of my place. Yes, I saved the Niger Delta. I stopped Boko Haram from using my hometown as a launch pad to attack the Niger Delta. Yes, I am saying it point blank. I I was responsible for stopping Boko Haram from using my hometown as a base to attack the Niger Delta. The rogue in my hometown who claimed to be the traditional ruler, he converted to their brand of Islam. They gave him money to build a mosque in my hometown. They started by converting the colonial dispensary into a mosque. I happened to come home at the time from the United States. I couldn't sleep with the noise coming up. So in the morning, one young man came to me. So I started asking, what's going on there? Oh, he said that, this town now is becoming an Islamic town. I said, really? How did it happen? I said, the king, they gave him money, they building mosque. They showed me the mosque where they are building the mosque. Yes. I followed this fool to Ethiopia. I followed him to Saudi Arabia, where I discovered what they were doing. My hometown was to be used as a launch pad to attack the Niger Delta. So when we came into action, this Saad, all them, even traditional rulers from my place, this boy now became the agent. They were lining up to become Muslims for the money. Yes, rogue Muslims, not the right type of Muslim. Those boys, he sent them to, he sent some of the boys, teenagers from my hometown. He sent them to Medugri. They got indoctrinated and came back. When they came back, all of them started wielding AK-47. He was using AK-47 to harass our people. Our old men were sleeping in the farms. They had a torture chamber in my hometown's royal palace where they will arrest anybody who refused to fall in line. All of a sudden, my hometown, people started changing their names. Yes, until we came. Can you imagine telling Sultan of Sokoto to become a rogue Christian and then he's still sitting down as Sultan of Sokoto? It's not going to happen. Yes, that's how we foiled it. We drove them out. So that's why I find it difficult to understand why villages these days cannot come together. You see strange people in your place, you accost them, they cannot explain to you why they are there. And it's not like they are doing anything, contributing anything to the economy, the local economy. They want to live in the bush, and you can't tell them to leave your place. That's nonsense. Yes, that was how we saved that place. Now, coming back to this, that was at the very beginning, before Buhari came with his Ruga nonsense. We resisted him. His bill at the National Assembly did not pass, but it looks like he told them just go ahead and take the place. They started moving. Every forest in Nigeria has them. Every. They are heavily armed. The country has been circled, and it's just a question of time before they will go into action. How did they come? When Jonathan Goodluck, that the Almighty God gave Nigeria to fix, he refused to do it. He came to Houston twice. Twice we saw him in Houston. We told him what he should do to set Nigeria free for the good of all Nigerians, not for me, not for any other group, the whole of Nigeria. He agreed. He returned to Nigeria and did a direct opposite of everything that we had agreed here. That was why a lot of us left him alone. They gave him a national security advisor. They told him to fire the chairman of the Nigerian Population Commission, Dr. Festus Odumegu. I say this every day. So those who call Jonathan Goodluck a leader, he's not a leader. If there's anybody who created the mess we are in right now, he was the one. Because he had all the opportunity. All he needed to do was deliver good leadership. Build things so that it will be, what you did will be the one campaigning for you. Instead of doing things, he was busy drinking and getting drunk. And he opened the vault of the country for his PDP gun. They were dipping their hands and they stole up everything. They paved the way for Buhari to come. And then the criminal northern elites, northern leaders, all Fulanis, they came to him and told him, we will support you for your second term. You can't trust them. Don't trust them. Trust them at your own peril. Do not trust Fulani elites. Don't trust them. Yes means no to them. Don't trust them. If you are truly Nigerians, now I'm telling you, don't trust them. They have failed. They have proved that they cannot be trusted. Not one time, not two times, so many times. They did it to the Hausas. They did it to Afonja. Yes, they took his throne. They took his land. They killed him. Yes, they did it to the Hausa people. They seized Kano, seized Sokoto, seized Daura, seized everywhere. Yes, they are serpents. Don't trust them. They have no right A minority has no right to misdirect our destiny. So you are in APC with them, and some of them are moving into PDP. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Do not, do not, because their mindset is one. What they want is already what they have decided. They go all way by all means and at all costs. They want to achieve it. They know that number-wise, through numerical calculation, that they cannot manipulate Nigeria. That is why they are shooting up the country now. They want to seize Nigeria by conquest, like they seized the Hausa land by conquest, like they seized the Yoruba land where Afanja was. Through his naivety, they took his land from him and killed him and took it. And they installed an emir. Can you imagine an emir in the Yoruba land? Emir, Zulu, Gambari, whatever it is right now. Yes, Fulani emir in Yoruba land. Yes, they did it. The only people they fear are the Igbos. The only people they find it difficult to defeat are the Igbos. But they are making a huge inroad because of the corrupt Igbo political class. Yes, they can't stand the Igbos. They are the obstacles that they have. Once they break the Igbos, Nigeria will be finished. Yes. So we have to. Yes, the whole of Nigeria united behind that to destroy the Igbos. 6 million people after 3 years of assault. The Igbos refused to die. When it was over, when they said it was over, they gave every Igbo man who had money in his bank account, who had a bank account, what did they give them? 20 pounds. Even if you were a billionaire before them, 20 pounds. But those people refused to die because they are something special. Yes. They are the reason Nigeria is still existing. Forget about, they talk about Biafra. The Igbos don't want to leave Nigeria. They are the most patriotic Nigerians. Give it to them. I'm not an Igbo man, but give it to them. You can't take it from them. They are the most enterprising Nigerians. They are the reason Nigeria is still standing. Otherwise, Nigeria would have been long gone. Long gone. Long gone. The Fulanis detest the Igbos. They fight them back. They fight back. And that was why the British punished the Igbos. That was why they did not bring them into the amalgamation treaty. Because they fought the British to finish. They fought them. Like they fought the shit out of them. So to punish them, that was why they handed power over to Fulanis. The one that they can manipulate. The one they can connive with to keep Nigeria from working. They are the reason Nigeria is dysfunctional. It's not Northerners. Don't ever blame Northerners, because when you say Northerners are the problem, you are calling thief people that they are the problem. Thieves are suffering in their hands. You are calling the Idoma people as problem. They have nothing to. They don't even want to be with them. You see, that is why there's rumbling everywhere. That is why they went and killed people, hundreds of people in Agatu. That's the reason they have been killing people in Benue. They want that place because of the fertility of the land. It's not anything. They are land grabbers. They don't know God. God has nothing to do with their God. They are the Fulanis. Fulani elites are the worst hypocrites. They don't know God. Those who know God will steal a country dead the way they have stolen from. They are the biggest thieves. So you know that. Don't be afraid of them. So that is why we are going to call it the way it is. So don't blame the North as a whole. Call out the people who are responsible. It's the Fulani elites. They are the oligarchs. They are criminals. They are not good for any country. They are responsible for what is happening in Burkina Faso. They are responsible for what is happening in Mali. They are responsible for what is happening in Niger. Everywhere they are is trouble. They are the ones responsible for what is happening in Sudan right now. Yes. They have chased out the black people in Mauritania. Yes. They believe in conquest by force. They want to force their way through everything. So if you're in a political party, they laugh on them, and you cannot exert, they should never shut, Nigeria should shut the way for them to the leadership of Nigeria. 10 out of Nigeria's starting leaders, 10 were from them, or anything very either directly or remotely connected to them. They don't build, they destroy, they exploit, they kill, they murder. They are unfit to lead any nation because they don't have their patriotism is to their Fulani nationalism. They don't have love for Nigeria. See, as bad as things are in Cameroon, as bad as things are in Cameroon, that Cameroon had to elect a re-elect a 94-year-old man. I was listening to some Cameroonian commentaries. So I asked one Cameroonian, why would you vote for a 94-year-old man? Don't you have other young people in Cameroon? Why didn't you vote for the opposition? They said no. They told me no. We don't want to suffer what Nigerians are suffering. Because the nearest rival to Paul Biya in this past their presidential election is a Fulani. They said they don't want the type of trouble Nigeria is. Whether Paul Biya likes, let him die, they will vote for him. So that's the mindset. Can you imagine how painful that is? Yeah, about the country there is suffering. They say they don't want to suffer what Nigeria is suffering because I think they know something about that man. It's that bad. The Fulanis don't believe in Nigeria. They believe in that they are never that will never happen. Sokoto Caliphate. That is their mission. Those Fulanis with their ties to Madam Fodi, violent people, they will not. So Nigerians, I'm going to tell you this: you got to be prepared for the worst. It's either you stand up and save your country, or you will all perish. Remember, some years ago, I've been warning about today. If you have been following me, go back to all my work. Listen. Hey, Monday, how are you? Thank you very much for always joining. Listen to what I've been telling you. What I told you 4 years ago about Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It happened. Didn't it happen? It happened. Look at how everything is falling apart. Because he is their he will never fight terrorism. Tinubu will never fight terrorism. He has no moral platform to stand on. He swore to an oath not to fight terrorism. All the noise you hear the Nigerian army is making that they went to the forest, sometimes only in punch. And Tinubu's TV, we hear that the Nigerian Air Force killed 200 terrorists. Their dead bodies we don't see. The latest one is that they are telling us that ISIS and Boko Haram are in a fight. It's a lie. They just want to tell the people something. 3 weeks ago, they told us about a coup. They created a coup for themselves to distract the people of Nigeria. Yes. All right? Their time is up. And there's nothing they can do about it. All we need to do, I know the people of Nigeria are hungry, so hungry. I understand that. But once a problem is identified, it is half solved. Nigerians, let us ride together and solve this problem once and for all. Why should we be second-class citizens in our country? Why should we allow what happened in South Africa to happen here in our country? That is apartheid. And you know how much Nigeria committed into fighting for the end of apartheid in South Africa. Nigeria contributed so much money to the extent that Nigeria was declared a frontline state. Nigeria built schools in Zimbabwe. Nigerian built schools in Angola. Nigerian built schools in Lesotho. Nigeria was supporting a lot of people. Nigerian trained a lot of South Africans for free. Trained a lot of Zimbabweans for free. Trained a lot of Angolans for free. Trained so many Lesotho people for free. And look at who is looking at us now. Who cares? Who is looking out in our face? Nobody. Nigeria is supposed to be to Africa what the United States is to the world. Nigeria is supposed to be to Africa what the powerhouse the United States is. The two countries were like, either by accident or for any reason, we're supposed to be like this because our diversity is massive. We have the population, we have the human, we have the natural and mineral resources to power the whole of Africa. But because of our tragedy of leadership, terrible leadership provided by corrupt and morally bankrupt Fulani elites, that is why we are suffering. They can't lead, but they will always want to be the leaders. Yes, they are liars, they are exploiters, they are mischievous, they are people you can never trust. Yes. Why trust them? Now, why can't we unite to stop them? 250 million people being manipulated by less than 10 million people, or elites from a population that is less than 10 million people. Should we not be ashamed of ourselves? Are we not ashamed of ourselves? They manipulated us into a stupid war that was a genocide that they crafted together. And they pulled back, and we were the ones fighting. So that's why when I hear Alabi Sama come and brag on YouTube how he fought in Biafra, he should be ashamed of himself if he still don't understand what happened now, how he was used to destroy Nigeria. He should be ashamed of himself, for real. Whenever I see him, I get sick. Yes, yes. Fulani elites. You remember when they appointed this rogue government? Hmm. Appointed Wike, Minister of Federal Capital Territory. You remember this bloody Saad and Gumi? They were raising hell because they have this belief, very obnoxious people, that Abuja is theirs, that every minister of Federal Capital Territory has to be a Fulani. Yes, that is the impression. And then what did you see happening? Terrorists started coming into Abuja. They were abducting people. Yes, they are responsible for it. Saad is the chief mastermind of terrorism, and I can't wait to see him in shackles. He will be arrested to pay for the innocent blood that they have been letting every day. He will, Saad Abubakar, you will be arrested. I tell you, you will. This is not a joke. So when we are in a situation now, I've been talking to people from across Nigeria. They want Donald Trump to come. They prefer, Nigerians now prefer to be colonized. That is how bad the situation in Nigeria is. They prefer to be colonized. They prefer America to come. They prefer Donald Trump to come and save them. They see him as their messiah that we break the chains in Nigeria. One of them told me, we have given up. We are tired. There's nothing we can do. We are praying hard for Donald Trump to come. They are expecting Donald Trump. So, President Donald Trump, I know your agents come to listen to my things, and I'm going to make effort. I am already making effort to reach those who can reach you, to pass a message, this message, strong message from Nigerians. Yes, strange message. Honestly, as a Pan-Africanist, I'm not supposed to be preaching that type of message, but I'm passing a message from my people. Yeah, I don't agree with them, but this is the message. They are looking up to you as their Messiah. Don't, don't, don't. If you have made up your mind, push it. And I want to tell you, everything Bola Ahmed Tinubu tells you that he's doing to rein in terrorism is a lie. It's a lie. Every military conquest that they tell you about is a lie. It's not happening. I'm in Nigeria. We know how we are. Everything Tinubu is going to tell you about what he's doing is a lie. Our people are still being massacred. Our people are dying. Whenever they tell you, don't sell Nigeria any military equipment. Do not sell them. You sell them anything, it will end up like before in the hands of a terrorist and Fulani mercenaries. That's how it is going. They are now using drones. Can you imagine? They are using drones. They are now so sophisticated, more sophisticated than the Nigerian army. And those equipments are equipment that the United States and other countries sold to them that ended up in the hands of terrorists. So please, President Trump, do not sell them anything, and make good your threat of coming into Nigeria to do what you have to do. That's what the people of Nigeria are saying. And that is what the Hausa people want. I'm telling you, the Hausa people that the Fulanis have over the years used to hold the Nigerian nation down. They don't want them anymore. They want Donald Trump to intervene. Those Hausa people are Muslims. They are being murdered too. They are being raped. They are being taxed in their farms. Their farmers are being prevented from accessing their farm. There's hunger and there's death. They eat the Hausa people. You know, they kill and eat them. Yes, there's a rogue preacher, a Fulani preacher, who encouraged the terrorists to kill, roast, and barbecue Hausa people for food. Yes, yes, that is how bad it is. That is how bad. That's how bad. Onyeze. All right, you are on point, sir. On a global level, we are aware of the corruption of the government that allows the people to suffer. The diaspora around the world hear and acknowledge your truth. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Please, what the only thing you can do for me, get more people, and let them know about our channel. Let them support us the best way they can to help us expand this message. We want to want more action from the diaspora because we are not doing as much as we ought to be doing. We are not angry enough that our country is going down the drain. Yes, we are the reason the Nigerian economy is still standing because we remit over 20 billion US dollars every year. We are the one holding Nigeria right now. Otherwise, that country would have collapsed completely economically. So, whatever anybody can do to advance our message, we will sincerely appreciate it. I bleed, I bleed, I bleed, I cry every day. I am restless. You know what time it is? 2:48 a.m. Yes, and I'm going to go to work in the morning. But I have to do this. I do this every day. I do this every day for the love of country. But sadly, some of the people inside the country don't even know the extent that we go, what we suffer, trying to bring this message to them. Yes, you find them still following these criminals, these people who are exploiting them, these who are killing them, because they don't have anywhere else to turn but to them. Yes, to them. To them. It's sad. What is happening in Nigeria is sad. It's painful. The people are on the edge. The people have their backs on the wall. The people have given up. This is not the Nigeria that I used to know. The Nigeria in my time growing up as a young person was different from what we have now. Wow, how things change. A lot of things that are happening now, I couldn't believe that they would happen. Some 20 years ago, I would think that all these are impossible. Now, to see that criminals run our country at all levels, when I mean at all levels, all rogues, not even one person, Not one person is good as a leader in Nigeria. Not one person. They come into leadership. They are not qualified in the first place. How can a thief, how can an armed robber, how can a tout be the leader over professors, high profile intellectuals, high profile professionals? We gave up like there's nothing we can do. Everybody is selfish. When the people become selfish, their country suffers. And that is why we are suffering. We are suffering because we are selfish. We are suffering because we still have room to think about religion. These two religions are not our religions. They are not the religions of the African people. The original Christianity was ours. They stole it, put economics, put politics into it. Yes, the Arabs enslaved us for 700 years. 700 years of Arab slavery, good people of Africa. 700 years. And when it was over, they gave us Islam and Quran. And then they turned our brains. They took who we are away from us. Now we keep on chasing shadows. We became copycats. How can a copycat become an original cat? You can't. We continue to upgrade. Every time there are steps ahead of us, we need to find ourselves. We lost our moral compass. We want to be more Romans. We want to be more Arabs than the Africans we are. We are lost. And if we don't find ourselves, we will continue to suffer. And that is why Africa stands the risk of a second colonization. Nigeria is their biggest ticket, and the country is coming crashing, and we are watching. This is sad. This is sad. All right. Now, great news is that one of the architects of terrorism in Nigeria is on the run. But wherever he runs to, we will get him. I'm talking about Ahmad Gumi. He's on the run. He was the last man, Umar Farouk Abdul Muttalab, the young Nigerian bomber who was America bound or Detroit bound to bomb and destroy an airliner with all the occupants. Thank God he was caught before he consummated that act. Yes, there were a lot of Nigerians in that flight, and there were citizens from all over the world in that flight. Yes, and God they promised him he was going to have 27 virgins in heaven. Heaven is not a brothel. Yeah, this is how warped people think. That when you kill people, you get 27 virgins. How on earth will someone believe that nonsense? Yes, those are the things that get into their head. And then you kill people and you say Allahu Akbar. Really, which Allah are you talking about? That Allah must be a rogue Allah. It's for real, not an Allah. Allah does not permit people taking people's life. And this is what has been happening. All right, thank you very much. Then the next story here that I want to talk about is a young man versus a Wike, a younger military officer from the Navy versus the rogue Federal Capital Territory minister. I don't like him because I don't like his government. I don't believe in Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He's not my president, and he will never be my president. I will never accord him the respect of a president of Nigeria because he did not win an election. He robbed the people of Nigeria with his Fulani rogue compatriots. And now to put the Nigeria in the danger it is in right now, God will punish all of them. So Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not my president, and everything he appoints is not reflective, does not represent me. But for the fact that there is still that fake Nigeria, it's not Nigeria is fake right now. Illegal country. Yes, that territorial space happens. Things come around, and this news came. There was an altercation between Yeson Wike and this young military officer from the Navy. Navy. Abuja is how many hundred of miles from the Atlantic Ocean? I don't understand why there is Navy is in Abuja that has no waters. I'm looking, maybe things have changed since the last time I went to Nigeria. Maybe they have constructed a channel from the Atlantic to Abuja, from where naval operation now has become possible. But the last, when I asked somebody, they said no. So, and what is this whole thing about? They say a lot of people are praising Yes or Wike. Yes or Wike has a problem here in Florida over money he stole from Nigeria to buy his family a huge mansion in Florida. All right, we have opened a case against him here, and we are hoping that in no time he will be made to account for the source of his money. So he'll be facing charges for money laundering. But that is on the way. By the way, now they are trying to make sure that Abuja runs on the original plan. Some of the lands in Abuja, a lot of the lands, according to them, were illegally acquired. The owners, some of the owners do not have the certificate, the right certificate of occupancy. You know, in Nigeria, you can forge anything. Now, Wike wants to make things right. There's this exercise he's doing, trying land verification, the owners and the development, and stuff like that. So he went to this particular land. He met some military officers who prevented him, federal minister of, the capital territory. All right, I would think that he's the custodian of the country's capital, whether rightly or wrongly. He's a rogue, but that's what it is. It is what it is right now. I am an activist. I pledge to speak the truth at all times. I don't select the truth that I speak. I will, as they come to me, I'm going to speak the truth the way it is. And even if you are my enemy, you're on the right side, I'm going to still have to speak the truth that you're on the right side. I don't like Wike for any penny. I don't like Tinubu, but I'm not going to carry that anger into anything that they do right to make me, because I'm angry with them, then I will make whatever things that they do right look like it's wrong. No, that's not who I am. As a Rasta man, we speak the truth at all times, no matter how hard it is. It is not for me, but it's for what is put in my mind and in my heart to speak. I have a covenant to that effect. That is why I am surviving. That's why nobody can touch me. So we gotta have to speak that truth. So this young man prevented him. The discussion started cordial. But some people caught the part of the video where Wike is a madman in the first place, where he was raging, calling this young man fool and all kinds of things. All right? That was the area some people caught out. They did not cut out the genesis of where the discussion started. So now, when that happens, the people of Nigeria, a lot of them already don't like Wike. So now they want to inflame the people of Nigeria the more. All right? For whatever reason. So they did not show that part. They showed where he was raging, cursing the young man. Yeah, I give it to the young man. He was calm. He talked back when he had to talk back. And I think, yeah, as bad as his behavior was, which I will come to, I think how he handled Wike was good. From that, the way he was responding. And that is something I would recommend for every young Nigerian. That somebody is older than you does not mean that he has a right to breathe down on you. He has no right. We are all citizens of the same country with equal rights. Suppose equal rights to everything, even though equal rights does not mean equal rights in Nigeria. But for me, I know I fight for my right. Wike cannot jump on me. Bola Ahmed Tinubu cannot jump on me. No traditional ruler in Nigeria can jump on me. No soldier in Nigeria can jump on me. Well, you are mad. Yeah, if you attempt. All right. And because Nigerians are sadly so sorry, majorly, most Nigerians are ignorant. Forget about all the degrees that they parade. When I started reading, looking at the comments coming from Nigerians, those with sophisticated degrees, what has been coming out of their mouth about this incident really made me feel like, why am I from this country? For real, seriously, why am I? But I always remember I am from Nigeria for a reason. I'm from Nigeria for the reason for what I'm doing right now, to bring light to the hearts of the people, to shine truth to them. So, but sometimes you get frustrated being a soldier on the front line. I felt so sad, seeing some Nigerians how they are reacting to this. Anyway, so they cut out what they wanted the people to hear that will inflame the people. But I'm an analytical thinker. I'm not quick at jumping on anything. So I looked at that video again. I sought for, I want to see something, if there was anything much more. Along the line, I stumbled into the food and how the whole thing started. It started cordially. And along the line, things started because of the resistance that boy was putting up. Now Wike got mad. Yeah, that is a rogue, even though he's a rogue minister. And that's if he wants something, I would think that he should have access to it. Yeah. You know how Nigeria is right now. Everybody is a kingpin. All right. And the land in question is not a military land, it's not a military facility. It was a land belonging to the ex chief of Navy staff. Yes. I went and looked at that guy's profile. Um, Air Vice Rear Admiral Gambo. He was born 1966. I'm a lot older than him. And I looked at everything about him. I shook my head. He's no longer the chief of naval staff. He has a land in Abuja. And naval staff, naval. This guy, this young man is a lieutenant, which means they don't have enough to do. Why should a lieutenant leave Lagos or leave Calabar, leave Port Harcourt or leave Warri to come to Abuja to be guarding a land belonging to the ex chief of naval staff? Have you ever heard that? I have lived in the United States for nearly 30 years. The army, the soldiers, is so hard. You don't find them every day on the streets. Sometimes when I used to fly around this country, I used to see them at the airport, how they are celebrated. They give them priority burden, yes, to thank them for their service. It ends there. But they don't come and start violating the people like the ones in Nigeria. I'm sure it happens in other parts of Africa. What they do to the people, to the civilians, they make themselves look like they are these first class citizens, and the rest of us are second class citizens. They forget that there are some of us who have worn this uniform and we did not abuse the people. We had respect for them. Yes. What is wrong with Nigeria these days? It's so hard to understand. Yes. So Wike went on fire, started throwing word jabs and other. And that was what Nigerians wanted. And they have been chewing him up. Nobody is looking deeply. Nobody is examining this matter closely. Nobody is asking questions about why that young man, a naval officer, a lieutenant in the Nigerian Navy, is guarding land in Abuja, guarding a land belonging to S Chief of Naval Staff, a land that he has not developed, a land that he may have acquired through the back doors or through privileges, yes, that are not open to other Nigerians. Insider trading. Who the hell is he? So they said, so because of that, Wike cannot get access to the land. I saw he made a call and handed the phone to the young man. The young man was speaking to, I guess, the Oga who owned the land. All right, now the analysis that followed. That's the question that they are not asking. Why should that young man be guarding a land in Abuja? Does it mean that they don't have enough to do these days in the Nigerian Navy? I will assume that there's nothing. Now, let me say something here. Nigeria is a lawless and a rudderless country. Some young people have been praising the young man for standing up to Wike. Yes, I agree with them. And I recommend that to them to be standing up to those who abuse them, including the politicians that they call my leader, my leader. Nigerian young people, yes, Nigerian young people are so subservient. So subservient. They want to be slaves by all means for the little peanut that they will get. They think that is a way of surviving, and they think it's a good thing. The people they should be confronting, they know what they want. When they throw those little change at them, they shut up. And they even become their defenders. So that young man did what the repressed youths of Nigeria have been unable to do as citizens of Nigeria to the robbers, yes, who use sword, like with sword and mace that they follow, like sheep and chickens, respectively, calling them my leader, even when they are leading them nowhere. And it ends there. The young people of Nigeria now think that there's an extra power behind this young man. There is no extra law backing him to stand up to Wike, as some stated, except the abuse of a uniform, Nigerian people's uniform that he has, paid for by the Nigerian people. That those mostly ignorant and exuberant people who done them turn into as weapons of irresponsibility and abuse of civilians who have the same rights as they in those uniforms. But the understanding that nobody has a right to bully him as a citizen of Nigeria. Yes. The way that the backing dog Wike did. Now let me break this down. I have been teaching rights. I've been teaching basic human rights to young Nigerians since the past nearly 10 years. I've been teaching them the importance of their rights. And I've been teaching them the need for them to start asserting their rights. That they own Nigeria more than an old man because they have a longer life to live if they can stand up and put their country in the hands of those who truly care about them. But they don't get it. They don't get Nigerian youth. I don't know what is in their brain. They don't get it. They don't know that they are the owners of that country. They don't know that they are stakeholders in that country. Whenever they talk, they are looking like there are some people other than them who own the country. No, the country belongs to you as much as it belongs to those people. Even belongs to you more because you are younger, but you are threatened. And there is need for you to fight and set yourself free. Are you hearing me? Nigeria belongs to you, the young people, more than those that you think own the country. If this young man acted in that direction, which I'm beginning to doubt now, because I started gathering a lot of facts about the reason for his behavior. There's more to his behavior than he did exhibit. Yes, the air of the uniform is there because when you are in Nigerian army uniform or the police uniform, you become a god to Nigerians, to fellow Nigerians, because they don't know their rights. Let a soldier here come and misbehave in the public. He will go to jail. Let a soldier come here and put his hands on any civilian. Super highway to jail. You are no better than anybody. You are no higher citizen than anybody. Your citizenship and that of the smallest baby born today is equal. Yes, they respect, they thank the soldiers. They say they guard them. They put their lives on the line. But they don't worship them. They don't make themselves second-class citizens to them. They appreciate their work, their commitment, their sacrifice. They call it, yeah, we thank you for your sacrifice. Whenever you see them at the airport, you see people saying that it's a culture here to appreciate them. And they deserve that. It makes them feel good about what they do because they take a lot of risk. They have families. Sometimes you are posted to Germany. You are not able to see your family for a year or two and stuff like that during your tour of duty. That's a lot of sacrifice. But it doesn't get into their heads to the extent that they will come and be harassing fellow American citizens. You do that, the law will catch up with you. And perhaps even more, because you are trained to be more disciplined. Soldiers are the most disciplined people here in the United States. They are very cautious of their behaviors when they are out in the public domain. For real. They don't act stupid. They don't act crazy. They don't go out of their ways to start abusing and assaulting fellow American citizens the way soldiers do. When you see some young soldiers, they don't even have any rank, nothing in Nigeria. They will go and be giving old people frog jumps to do. That is crazy. It's disgusting. I don't know where we got that culture from. I don't know where that culture come from. I've been trying to imagine why young soldiers in Nigeria have no respect for fellow Nigerians. They come when they have that uniform. They come and and the people have accepted that. No, I can't accept that. That is bullshit. You come to me as a soldier and to misbehave. No, I'm going to cut you to size. I will cut you to size. Yes, I will cut you to size. So I've been reading comments from some like that. I start like, these people are crazy. Nigerians don't know a damn thing about their rights. The way they react to issues, they react so negatively. They don't react to the issue based on the context of what is at stake. Ah, wow. What is soldier and not a police? Why? Yeah, what is a soldier and not a police doing guarding a property that is not a military facility, by the way? However, if he's found to be defending an illegality, as Yeson Wike suggested, he should be arrested, court-martialed, and dismissed from the armed forces. And whoever that he claims to be working for, too, should also be arrested and subjected to criminal prosecution and sentenced if found guilty for violating the laws of Nigeria. A soldier is supposed to be disciplined and law-abiding at all times because nobody should be above the laws of any functioning country except Nigeria. Nigeria is a mess. Nigeria has a lot of work to do to be on the pathway to genuine nationhood and greatness. No Nigerian soldier is a super citizen of Nigeria, and as such has no rights whatsoever to violently abuse or disrespect any citizen of Nigeria, no matter the pressure or the allure to do so, outside the primary responsibility of defending their country's territorial integrity against foreign aggressions. Soldiers are trained to be some of the most disciplined, respectful, and responsible citizens of their countries, and never, never, never to be bullies of their country's civilian populations, as the case is with Nigeria, where men and women in uniform behave as if they are gods and act with crass impunity. It's nonsense. Nonsense. Arrant nonsense. So now, if you're a Nigerian listening, now you hear, you have a right. No soldier is above you. You are not a second-class citizen to any soldier or to any politician, to any traditional ruler, to any beggar. You are not. You are of equal citizenship. They are in the army. They chose to be. That is their job. If they don't like it, quit. Let them quit. You signed up. Anyway, I don't know how they sign up these days in the Nigerian army. But here in the army, in the United States, if you're in a university, they have what they call ROTC. That is where young people who are interested in pursuing a career in the armed forces go to. They get recruited, they fall in line and start training. Yes, you walk into it. No quota system. They don't tell you that Ohio has to present 20. Texas has to present 15. California 40. New York 50. Idaho 20. Oklahoma 10. Kansas 5. Illinois 40. Yes. And on and on and on, the way it is done in Nigeria. So when you quotarize army, you get the only thing you will get is job applicants. Those who cannot do the work of the army. The army is a sacrificial job. It's not for everybody. I believe this is the reason why the armed forces of Nigeria is failing. Because the people who are recruited into the army, a lot of people get recruited through the back doors. They just want to make money. They want to earn salary, right? But they are not able to do the work. But if you have, that's why the Nigerian army needs to be liberalized. If I was president of Nigeria today, I would disband the Nigerian army and rebuild it in a matter of 1 year with willing soldiers, those who are willing to fight, so that when Donald Trump throws threat at Nigeria, at least we'll make some move and say that we have an army in this country. But today we cannot. The soldiers in Nigeria are even scared of Donald Trump because we have a terrible leadership. Yes, we have a terrible leadership. Very terrible leadership. Terrible leadership that's not building anything. Nigerian army is supposed to be a very strong army. Nigerian army is supposed to have everything. Nigerian armed forces is supposed to have everything. A modern army. They are supposed to be even manufacturing their own equipment. Yes. Now talking about that. During the genocide that they call civil war, the Igbos were building armored tanks. Yes. They started building their own armored tanks. Necessity is the mother of invention. They refined petroleum. Yes. They converted palm oil into aviation fuel. Yes. It's not some British that came to do it for them. They, scientists, Igbo scientists. But when they decided that their war was over, Instead of gathering these scientists who did these great things to hold a whole Nigeria and their foreign powers, including Britain, hold them for 3 years, instead of assembling them together and put them into the mainstream Nigeria to manufacture war machines for Nigeria. No, the hate for the Igbos did not allow them. The hate, morbid hate, generational hate. Can you imagine somebody telling Igbos to leave Lagos? Lagos, a part of Nigeria. You tell them to leave Lagos because they are not Yorubas. You tell them to leave Lagos because they are Kano, because they are not Hausas, they are not Fulanis. Yes, you tell them to leave Sokoto State because they are not from there. Can you imagine that? Which kind of country works like that? And then I see some of my compatriots who live here outside Nigeria go back and pursue this stupid, acrimonious programs of hate. Yes. You live here, nobody's troubling you. You have houses here, nobody's troubling you. You live in peace here, but you go home because you are a tribalist. You join the fray of hate. How far have we gone with it? Look at where we are. The Nigerian army today is the most useless army in Africa as it stands because it is in the hands of dafts who cannot think. Daft who cannot think. Why should anybody be proud of this? Yes. Now here comes the chief of defense staff, Oluyede, who was a dumb ass army chief. All of a sudden, when they successfully removed Christopher Musa, we warned him. Christopher Musa, showed flashes of a good soldier, but he chose the path of politics. He was making political statements than being the soldier. So he lost. He lost. He lost. They kicked him out when he started working for the people of Nigeria. Hey, Nandi Mano, how are you? Thank you very much. Yeah, sorry, I've not read all these comments. I'm just seeing them now. Yes, yes. Christianel, all right. Yes, I agree with you that our military should be in the barracks. But if Wike decides to resort to impunity, then the ex-chief of naval staff is also entitled to his same. Yeah, he's a criminal. Why is he abusing our personnel to guide his private property? He should rent the police or bring some of his children to guard them. Yeah, that's abuse of manpower. Typical of Nigeria. Yes, it is sad. It is sad. Yes. So the question General Luyede failed to ask, even their chief of defense staff has no sense. Yes. Looking at his response to the incident involving a young soldier and the loquacious Yeson Wiki at Abuja yesterday. Senseless. You needed to hear him. He was praising the young man for standing firm, according to him. Yes, and still showing respect. Now, who owns the land? Does he have a genuine certificate of occupancy? And why should a soldier be deployed to guard a private land that is not a military land? Does Abuja now have a naval channel to the Atlantic Ocean from Abuja to Lagos, Calabar, Port Harcourt, or Warri? What is the young naval officer doing in an Abuja without waters, guarding a retired naval officer's land? What kind of a dysfunctional country is Nigeria? We need to know something. Yes, this is the situation in Nigeria. Nigeria is a lawless country, very lawless. And sometimes we defend this foolishness, this lawlessness. This lawlessness has to end. We are human beings, we are not animals. We are not animals. This same country where people divide the country north and south. I've lived in this country for a very long time. I've never heard about Northern America or Southern America where they are competing. Yes, yes. Only in Nigeria. And you say you are in Nigeria. You can't, your next door neighbor, you can't be his friend. You hate him, so much hate in the country. What kind of country is that? It's either we do it right or we disband the country. So those who are ready to build a real country can go and build what they want and build their country to their taste. But this Nigeria is not it. That is why we are at the forefront of advocating for an open Nigeria with free, fair, equal, unlimited, and unconditional access to opportunity for everybody to grow and develop and progress and prosper according to their abilities and levels of competency in a non-threatening environment. Yes, that will foster unity and progress, prosperity, and national security. How good and how pleasant it could be to see a united Nigeria. With this, we come to the close of this, and we thank everybody, everybody. Ezi Onyeze, thank you very much for your contribution. Monday, thank you. Boshe, we appreciate all of you who took your time off to be part of this program. All right, we look forward to seeing you in our next stream. But please, if you have not subscribed to our channel, we implore you to do so because it helps us grow and it helps YouTube and Facebook recommend us more to bigger audiences. We'll appreciate you. And those who send us super thanks, we thank you. Those who send us super chat and one type of support or the other, we sincerely and deeply appreciate you. And please share this stream and share our channel. And we look forward to seeing you again. Bye for now and good morning. Bye bye.